Story three is the World Cup travel crunch. Bad for business, but better for the planet. Okay, a new report from the American Hotel and Lodging Association has just dropped. Again, is this a report you're used to reading? Probably not, but they've got a new report out, which is the US Hotel Outlook for the FIFA World Cup 2026. And this suggests that the hospitality boom that US hoteliers might have been expecting is not landing yet. 80% of the respondents say hotel bookings are tracking below forecasts, some by a little, some by a lot. And 65 to 70% say that visa barriers, broader geopolitical concerns are significantly suppressing international demand. Hotels are facing fragmented demand, and this is leading to ongoing uncertainty. Some are recalibrating their strategies or pausing investments in World Cup specific activations, brand partnerships, and temporary renovations that they had planned to support the international travelers staying at their hotels. The reason for all of this: rising fuel costs, expensive transportation for games that we've heard a lot about, geopolitical uncertainty, as I said, and visa barriers as well. These are some of the reasons behind the underwhelming forecast. The result of this as well is a lower than expected forecast of international travellers. The report says forecasts show that domestic travellers are outpacing international travellers, an imbalance that threatens broader economic impact of the World Cup that the World Cup was expected to generate. So the reason for this: international travel is absolutely critical for success of the World Cup. Those international World Cup visitors spend more money and they stay longer than domestic travellers. The report says international travellers are expected to spend $5,048 per person, about 1.7 times more than typical international visitors to the US. A third of them will also stay longer for 2 weeks, and they'll travel to multiple cities. And that, of course, broadly is really good for the economies. Domestic World Cup travellers still spend about £4,794 per person, which is only $250 less than the international travellers, but they cluster around matches. They have shorter game-focused itineraries, so you haven't got that broader economic win. A potential unintended consequence of this trend is something we've been talking about in the climate conversation around mega sports events for as long as I can remember. The biggest emissions from mega sports events come from fan travel. So this unintended consequence from the geopolitical landscape of reduced international travellers, a trend that we're seeing so far, will reduce emissions from transport. Multiply that across thousands of fans, and the impact can be really significant. We don't know what the magnitude is. If someone can do that data and research, please do and let us know, because I'd love to put some numbers against this. But it's very difficult to say in this conversation because obviously the FIFA Men's World Cup is taking place over such a large geographic area that what's considered as a domestic traveller in the US, say someone going from Los Angeles to New York for a game, is still nearly 4,000 kilometres. So, of course, international travellers will be coming further than that. But what the difference is, we can't be exactly sure. It might be smaller than we think compared to other tournaments, but probably will still end up being pretty substantial. With 2 months to go, this trend could, of course, still shift. But if it holds, it points to something bigger. The same factors that are slowing global travel, the cost, the geopolitics, the friction, the visas, may also quietly be reducing the climate impact of the FIFA Men's World Cup 2026. What's bad for the economy might actually end up being better for the planet. So let's watch this space and see how that pans out.